Yes, and we're back with part two of media relations, and we're busy with the press kits, we're busy with all the tools that we need to use in publicity. Public relations officer, make it known to you your vast function, because you're going to sit there and you need to give a public spin on some negativity that has touched or reached your business that you are working at. So you need to know all the publicity tools that are at your disposal. Yes, we've touched on the different types and styles of vehicles that we can use to put out press releases or press conferences and doing that specific function, making it useful. But we, on this last section or part of this module, we do then the different publicity tools as well. We do fact sheets. The press kits was in the previous insert, the media advisory alerts, etc. And then the pitches. A fact sheet often accompanies a news release or a media kit. It's a list of facts in outline and bullet form as to what it is. This morning I was just looking at a press release of COVID-19, and they actually bullet the fact sheets as to where the stats are of mortality and infections, etc. within the country, within the world. So the fact sheet will then bullet all the information of knowledge, of facts, of not thumb sucking, of the authentic description and information. For an event can be who, what, where. Remember the 5 W's and the H. We have the who's, the what, when's, the where's, the what's, and also then the H, which means the how. It can be fun facts, can be tidbits as to what is accompanying the news release, and it's also of trivia, meaning from what other information that can be linked to the specific section. Can be corporate profile, so that is a fact sheet. A corporate profile is a fact sheet. When was it established? How many employees do they have? What are the benefits at the specific section? What are the wealth portfolio, etc. So that is fact sheet. The media advisories, also known as media alerts, because they tell assignment editors about upcoming events, and if they might be interested in covering from a story, photo, and etc. Also, well known that there is so many media alerts out nowadays, because last night the president or the Minister of Health spoke. There was a media alert to say when he will speak, on which channels he will speak, and how we will address it. Will it be in a conference way? Will it be in Skype? Will it be at Zoom, etc.? So there will always be media advisories as well, which is also a platform of publicity or a tool being used by a public relations officer to get the information out there. Most common format uses short bulleted items rather than the long paragraphs, often used to pitch coverage of ideas, and it's also known as the 5 W's and the H. So when, where, what, etc. Like I've just explained, which platform will be used, or what platform will be used. The media kit was in the previous insert, and it compiled the major factors as to the different things that needs to be incorporated within the kit: the press release, the fact sheet, the biography, the factual sheet, the background, etc. Gives editors and reporters a variety of information and resources that will make it easier for them to cover the story. So the bibliography will also be attached. The cover sheet will be there. So in the cover sheet you will have all these informations within the media or press kit. The elements, like I just said, it will be the release, the feature, photos, biographical information, etc. Electronic media kits, cost effective today to distribute media kit information like the CDs, the emails, the online newsrooms, the electronic press kits, and more so if you have read the newspaper on with a hard copy. It's so nice to just go on to onto cyberspace, and you'll find the different same media being transmitted on an online kit on an online newsroom, they say. It's either Dispatch Live or News 24 Live or etc. So more versatile than printed, because media kits can contain multiple pieces of information in a variety of formats. So you have your social page, you perhaps have the current pages of what's the issue, current issue. They perhaps have the different angles to that current issue. Maybe, and I dare not to talk about this, the current information about COVID. You'll have the Minister of this, of Education, Minister of Health speaking, and you have a different news inserts on the specific issue on that online kit, and you can just click on that, what you as a targeted audience want to read or get to know about. Cost savings and can be significant too, because it is mass media. One click and you can reach millions of people. Journalists prefer email or online. 70% of surveyed journalists said they prefer to receive information via electronic communication such as an email and the web due to its ease of storage and finding. So now your RAM can't accommodate the information, and then they talk about you can put it on the cloud and you can zip the folder and you can do all these good things with your device. Easy to forward material to others because it's a click at hand, because it's now in your computer is in your palm of your hand, and you can immediately be in contact with all of these audiences that you want to transmit to. Long ago, when computers just came out, you had to sit with your desktop, and then emailing came out, and then you could Skype, and then you sit with your desktop. But then the devices, your Android devices and iPhones and iPads, etc., all came out, and now it's mobile. You can walk around with, you can take your Zoom meeting within the lounge in your car. Don't need to be office bound. Elimination of newsroom clutter. So what you don't need, you chuck away. Pitching a story is another publicity tool, and the key to successful placing and coverage of stories and issues is being able to convince the editor and reporters that what you are pitching is newsworthy. Are you going to get a front cover page? Are you going to be at the bottom of the front cover page? Are you going to be the head topic of the cover page? Or are you going to be insert right at the back, or maybe at the complete end of the newspaper? Or even with a news release, is your story so newsworthy that it must be at the beginning of the news statement? Like when they say, in the following bulletin, we will cover the following stories. Is your insert part of those stories? Because you know your news release is out, your news bulletin is about 30 minutes. Yes, we have weather and etc. But now you're going to have that whole 3 things that they've mentioned. You need to concentrate whether yours is newsworthy. Let it sink in. Is the story that you are pitching to the public newsworthy? So you need to negotiate this stage of publication, or where your editor is going to place your story. Is it current, etc. And there's a little men there trying to pitch. Oh yes, where will the ball land? Or where will they catch their ball? Often making a personal appeal or pitch to the media gatekeeper is an effective approach. Who is your insert newsworthy? Are they going to put it in this publication, in this bulletin, or can it wait for next week? So you need to make sure, will you be allowed to make it, or make the print, they say, or make the publication. Pitch letter is a personalized letter to a specific editor asking for coverage or attention. Because the editor is just also a human being, and he needs to sell newspapers, or he needs to sell airtime on the radio or on television. So you need to also ask him very nicely whether they can have an insert place for your story that you want to cover. Making the pitch track and research the publication or broadcast program and understand its style, format, readership, deadlines, regular features, etc. So don't want to put your news release and it's never been featured. You want to be in such a way that people will want to read your news release, and then you'll have then reached your ideal objective by saying that I've targeted a specific audience and I've met my objective. Writing the email or letter, keep it brief. Writing should be clean, sharp, to the point, and lead should be enticing. The lead paragraph must entice the reader, mustn't be boring, it must grab the attention of the reader. He wants to read on so that he wants to get to the end. Email and phone pitches, and you can email your release to the different audience and see whether they can have them. But you cannot send an empty email. There's a nice word that says there's subject. So you need to tell the reader what is your article about, or what is the issue that you want to address. You can even make your email urgent so that they must open it in order to get the attention to it. Phone, calling the reporters, avoid calling during break, peak deadlines, pressures such as TV rooms, etc. So make sure when you also call, and make sure when you want to pitch, because people are tired by 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, because now they're just rushing through it to get to the end of the day. So make sure that you get in a nice slot to actually pitch your story to the journalist or the editor who's going to release your news. So with that said, the last insert, 2 inserts, it's part and parcel of photography. And why, and if you've seen that little man there, there's this little visual that I've put in there, but I want you to also look, when photography comes into public relations, how important it is to just put a photo in that it is grabbing the attention. With that said, thank you for viewing, and see you in part 3.